Okay, so you're gonna have to excuse my voice, you know, hoarse. What these people do as far as the connection between liberalism and their organized harassment / stalking shit is, for me, is that I was at when I was at this case management program called the LEAD program. Every other time I tried to talk to one of the case managers that I had when I was there, I had 2 of them. They were out on some kind of, at what they called training seminars. I'm like, what the fuck? This bitch was at these seminars like every other week, and sometimes they would describe them as being full fucking week seminars. And I'm like, you know, it didn't take long for me to put 2 and 2 together and learn they're probably doing neuro-linguistic seminars like that preacher that does the faith healing in Texas. God, I can't remember the name right off his name off the top of my head, but I'll think of it. But he's on TV, mainly evangelizes to the third world and gets like little Mexican ladies to send him Joel Osteen, send him like $5, $10, $20, and he makes a lot of money doing it. Now, so do these people, because these training seminars are where in this program, the people, the kind of supervisors that watch the different people that they have on the snitch crews, the informant group, you know, informant crews that they have, they have supervisors over them. And like, you know, my first inclination was to call them handlers. They admitted to me they call themselves facilitators. And that they facilitate these 007 FBI actions that they're taking against the public. But anyways, the case managers would sometimes be gone, like I said, full weeks from their post at the case management program, this LEAD program. So, why would they be going to these programs or these seminars or these meetings or training sessions is what I heard some of them would call it. And it's obvious they're being taught by their handlers about how to run these little snitch groups, these little citizen informant scumbag groups. And the only people, so this is the second half of this I want to tell you, the only people that do this kind of action in society, okay, following a disadvantaged, poor, already heavily abused section of the public and targeting them for more harassment and abuse and poverty or something else bad, is procurers for snuff films, where they'll go out in gangs and kidnap people to be murdered on film. Procurers for child molestation rings and sacrifice rings, where they're sending out organized bands of people to go pluck these kids and kidnap these kids. So people and kids. I recently learned that there's people in Chicago doing it for organs. Okay, so people going out and body snatching, and murderers / rapists. They'll go out and do this in groups too. They're the only people with that kind of psychology to go out in a group and do this to an already hurt, abused, disenfranchised portion of the public that doesn't need this done to them. It takes an especially wicked, evil person to do something like that. And I use liberalism as a broad brush term. It's more like neoliberalism, because neoliberalism is more like fascism, just with a new age, modern slant to it. But it's still anti-free speech, control of actions, control of public, control of you know, their people's behaviors, emotionally and mentally, finding out about their past traumas, using that trauma against them to make them feel like they're to make them feel hopeless, make them feel like they have no recourse as to these illegal things that are being done to them, like people following around, stalking them, harassing them, and then ultimately to make them self-censor, because that's what the left has always done, is they've always wanted to make people so scared of fucking telling anybody about what's going on, or speaking out, just using their free speech as a method to change minds. They want people to be so scared of doing that because everybody's listening to them, everybody's following them, that they self-censor all on their own. So that's the ultimate goal of this, is self-censorship. In East Germany, Peter Wolf, the guy hired to build the Department of Homeland Security program, the architecture for it and get it up and running, was Peter Wolf, the last head of the East German Stasi, for my God's sakes. And that guy he had 1 out of every 9 people in East Germany on the government snitch rolls, or neighborhood watch rolls, you know, case management, employment, you know, and then the criminal underworld. So you have these 3 parts of it. These neighborhood watch groups, paid neighborhood watch groups that aren't volunteer, aren't done by the neighborhood for the neighborhood, and have no interest in getting to know their underworld because it's their wife in the yard at 5 a.m. trying to go to work. You know, they're not worried about that. They're just worried about pressing them and making people feel fear. They're already fearful. So this has been the goal of these fucking idiots for a long time. It's always been like Mao's little red, like the Red Guard, you know, or the little, they would go up to public speaking events, shout speakers down, assault them, sabotage them, and that's been the goal of these people for, you know, forever, documented, verifiable, demonstrable, you know, on the record. And it's really sad because, you know, these liberals say that they're there to help us, they're for the minority, and they'll raise their hand and say, oh, I'm for the minority, when in reality, all their policies, everything they do brings more destruction. So, I just wanted to put that out there for y'all. The bad part about, I'll say one more last thing, the bad part about this whole situation is that they're using these anti-camping, anti-vagrancy, anti-loitering measures as an excuse to set up apparatus that fucking blast microwaves and ear-ringing things and things to annoy, you know, these people on the bottom and drive them fucking crazy and manipulate their behavior, you know, and they're using electronic, chemical, and fear, you know, devices to, you know, these microwaves, when they hit you, they make you feel very sketchy, they make you feel very, you know, scared sometimes. They can do a whole host of different things to you to make you have those feelings. And it goes to a whole nother level of despotic when you have a group that will be picking on an underclass like that, but then somebody that will set up devices amongst the places they live to broadcast fucking microwaves into it and fry it, cook them alive. I mean, what kind of a fucking monster does that take? A libtard monster. A fucking double-think, lion-ass, traitor libtard. That, and most of the time it's not even libtard, that's it. It's more like being a progressive. Because these progressives, and I would say they're the predominant, a lot of them don't even use that word, that liberal label for themselves. They talk about being progressive because they're even better than the liberals. They're the progressives in telling that they already have the answers and that their answers are better than yours because they're progressive. They're progressing to a new place. So they're already, you know, narcissist idiots that think that they know it all, you know, and they intone by that word progressives that they have all the answers, no matter what. Your answers are no good. So someone who thinks they have all the answers, of course, is gonna have no fucking problem stalking around, doing all this crazy shit to you, and setting up these devices or using these devices mobily in cars to fuck with people that are already down and out homeless, drug users, whatever, because they feel like you're doing this evil thing and it's okay for them to do whatever they want to because you're doing evil. You know, it's kind of like fucking Duterte in the Philippines. He's got the same idea. They go out and do murder squads of drug users. They don't even target the dealers. They go after the users because they feel like if there's no users, there's no dealers. So just execute them on the spot. Duterte brags about killing drug users on the spot. I mean, who the fuck are these people to say they're any better? You know, so, you know, no matter what, anybody that's watching this, watches this, anybody that's going through this, they are not better than you. Do not let them manipulating your past trauma or your current traumas to change your opinion of yourself or what comes out of your mouth. Don't let them do that. Let what comes out of you be natural. Stand up to them. Do not let them just do whatever they want to. Be rational. Don't be assaultive, but use your voice. Your voice is the most powerful weapon you have against these people, where if you use your voice correctly, it's more powerful than the biggest gun in the world. I'm telling you, one sentence sometimes spoken truthfully can have a tremendous vibrational effect in the world it carries. So be positive, stand up to these fucks, realize that your voice is more powerful than theirs, and don't let them manipulate your opinion about yourself. You're better than they are, hands down. Have a good day.